Beneath the busy streets of central Birmingham, behind the thick terracotta, brick and barred windows, stands a building that has held the city's darkest secrets for 135 years. This is the Steelhouse Lane Lockup, once the busiest remand prison in the Midlands. The Lockup opened its doors in 1891 and finally closed to prisoners in 2016. But many who passed through here never truly left. In today's episode, we're going to be unlocking the history of the Lockup, the bombs and the fires of 2 world wars that scarred its very walls, the prison officers who walked these landings for decades and still patrol them in spirit, the notorious inmates from the real Peaky Blinders to Fred West, and the terrifying documented evidence that something or many things still linger here. I'm Grant, and this is Supernatural Secrets. Welcome to the Lockup.
So, who's this one? His name James Good. Has it gone?
It's gone, yeah. That was weird, wasn't it? How weird was that? It's gone completely.
That's on record as well. And again. None. It's saying none. That chair's moving on its own. What? And again, and again. Do that again.
Do what?
No, whoever's there.
No.
Move that chair. Nothing's on the meter though, is it? Wait. It says wait.
Okay, we're waiting.
As in wait though, as in like wait.
Oh.
A wait.
What's the wait?
Not wait as in like wait for me or something. It was wait as in like heaviness. It's doing something.
Oh, it did.
It's going, it is.
Oh, thank you. Can you put it up? Can you put it up a bit more?
It's going.
Put it onto orange. Can you put it up to orange? Thank you.
Someone's in that chair. Someone's sitting in that chair.
Thank you. Could you do it a little bit more for us?
Nothing like on my hair there, is there? So I just stuck my hair. It's just stuck on my head.
Can you put that up a
I
little
can't
bit
do this. I can't because obviously
No,
I can
no.
see it. It's gone off again, mate.
Could you put your energy towards...
Concentrate.
We are concentrating.
It's saying concentrate.
We're concentrating. Could you please do the lights
No,
again?
they need to concentrate.
Oh. Can you concentrate then and move the lights up again?
What if I now stop creaking now? I'm not walking off and make a chair just want to get around it.
Yeah, but it's funny, isn't it?
Pick it up then. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So to start at the beginning, for 30 years Birmingham campaigned to become a place where serious crimes could be tried locally. Instead of sending prisoners all the way to Warwick, success came in 1886 and construction begun on 2 linked landmarks: the Grand Victoria Law Courts, and right beside it, the Steelhouse Lane Lockup. Opened in 1891, this Grade 2 listed building held 70 cells across 3 floors, connected by narrow iron walkways and a secret tunnel running under Coleridge Passage straight to the courts. Prisoners spent barely 24 hours here, arrested, booked, locked up, and then marched underground to face their justice. But in crisis prison strikes, the 1990 Strangeways riot of wartime men and women stayed for weeks and sometimes even months. This place did not escape the 20th century's worst conflicts. During World War I, the building was used to hold military deserters, conscientious objectors, and civilians charged with wartime offences. A small but intense fire broke out in the basement of the Lockup in 1917. This was likely due to a faulty heater left by careless workers, damaging records and several cells. No one was killed, but smoke inhalation left 2 officers hospitalised. Then came World War II and the Birmingham Blitz. Between 1940 and 1943, German bombs fell just yards away from the Lockup, striking Steelhouse Lane and nearby Coleridge Passage. In late 1940, a fire swept through the ground floor booking hall and adjacent cells after an explosive device hit the roof. Officers and ARP teams fought for hours to save the building and the prisoners inside. All inmates were evacuated safely, but the Lockup suffered heavy damage, scorched brickwork that is still visible today, melted windows, and destroyed Victorian fittings. So I've tried to find any official records of anybody that may have lost their life inside the Lockup. There is no official records that show anyone losing their life within the Lockup itself, but the destruction of the 1940s bombings, where dozens and dozens of people lost their lives within yards of the Lockup. Staff members, general public. Many investigators believe those victims and the terror of the Blitz itself has seeped into the walls of the Steelhouse Lane Lockup. Of all the spirits that are said to walk here within the walls of the Steelhouse Lane Lockup, the most consistent are not prisoners. They are in fact prison officers and police constables, said to be bound to their posts long after their deaths. These are the most widely reported figures seen and heard by staff members and paranormal teams. The most famous spirit is a stern, bearded figure in a dark blue Victorian tunic, wearing a pillbox hat. He appears most often on the second floor landing, standing rigidly at the rail, staring down the row of cells as if checking every door is locked. Guides and paranormal investigators say you can feel his presence before you see him. A sudden sharp pressure on your shoulders, the air turning heavy, like you're being watched or judged. Multiple EVPs capture a deep gruff voice saying only, "Order, keep order." He is believed to be Sergeant Arthur Hartley, who served here in 1894 until his sudden heart attack on duty in 1912. He collapsed right where his apparition stands today. On the ground floor and near the tunnel entrance to the courts, visitors and paranormal investigators have encountered a tall, broad-shouldered man who looks to be wearing a World War II police uniform including wearing a tin hat. He moves slowly, often pausing as if listening for air raid sirens or checking for fire. In 2022, a tour guide watched him walk straight through a closed metal door into the booking office. He is linked to PC Thomas Tommy Reed, who stayed behind during the 1940 fire to salvage records. He later died of pneumonia 6 months later, weakened by smoke and exhaustion. Teams working after dark frequently hear footsteps pacing the basement. They are said to be slow but regular footsteps. They never seem to be in a hurry. Paranormal investigators have also captured SLS footage of a human-shaped figure walking the basement perimeter. This is thought to be Officer James Brinn, who retired in 1958, but returned every week to help with maintenance until his death in 1976. He told friends, and he quoted, "I couldn't rest easy knowing the place was unguarded." So is James Brinn still walking the perimeter of that basement? All of these witness accounts don't just come from ghost hunters and paranormal investigators, but they come from people who have worked within the building for many years. Custody sergeants, cleaners, and administrators who didn't believe in ghosts until they did. For every officer who watches over the lockup, there are dozens of souls who pass through its cells and never found peace. While no inmate is recorded as dying here, many face their worst hours inside these walls, and some met their end only steps away. The real Peaky Blinders, led by Sheldon and the Kirby families, were regular guests at the Steelhouse Lane lockup. The most famous linked spirit is that of Tommy Tank, pardon the pun, a violent enforcer held repeatedly in cell B23. He was finally hanged at Windsor Green Prison in 1907 for murder. But legend says he spent his last night before court here, screaming and kicking the door. Today, cell B23 is the most active spot. Temperature drops of 10 degrees in seconds. Loud bangs and EVPs of a man roaring, "I didn't do it," or weeping quietly. Shadow figures have also been seen sitting on the bunk, even when the room is completely empty. Visitors and staff across all 3 floors claim to hear a woman's voice. Sometimes she is whispering, but sometimes she's sobbing. It's also been said that she can be heard calling a name, but no one can make out what that is. She is most often linked to Elizabeth Lizzie Davis, a young woman held here in 1919 for theft. She was released but later died in a nearby workhouse from neglect and illness. Her case files note she was terrified of the dark, and officers would leave a candle burning for her. Many feel her presence is one of pure sadness, not malice, lost and still looking for the light. The underground passage to the courts is notoriously cold. Investigators report being touched on the arm or shoulder and seeing a hunched figure limping ahead of them, vanishing when they get close. This is thought to be a prisoner with a broken leg that was injured during the Blitz evacuation. He was transferred to the court but never recovered. He died in hospital weeks later. He seems stuck in that final walk to justice. Even notorious modern inmates left their mark within the walls of the Steelhouse Lane lockup. Fred West was held here briefly in 1994, and staff reported an immediate oppressive atmosphere within his cell. Sensors spiked, and several officers refused to go near it alone. But unlike the older spirits, his presence is described as fleeting, like a stain that has faded with time. This isn't just folklore. Since opening as a police museum in 2017, the Steelhouse Lane lockup has hosted hundreds of paranormal investigations. I'm going to go through some of those reports that have been reported by visitors during the day and paranormal investigators. We're going to start with the one with the heavy boots. It's said that heavy boot steps on the metal walkways can be heard upstairs when nobody's there. This has been recorded over 50 separate occasions with the staff members at the Steelhouse Lane lockup during the day and after hours. They've heard cell doors slamming shut even though they're now bolted open. This was caught on CCTV in 2021 and 2023. They also hear keys jangling, whispered conversations, and names being called, all with no source. Full-bodied apparitions of officers and shadowy figures, seen by groups of 10 plus people at once. They've had SLS cameras repeatedly picking up human forms in empty cells and along the walkways. Visitors feeling touched, pushed, or having their hair pulled. Objects moving or vanishing, then miraculously reappearing. EMF spikes up to 20 milligauss, far above the normal background levels, concentrated in cell B23. This is on the second floor landing, but they've also had the similar readings down in the basement. They have also had thermal cameras showing cold spots as low as 5 degrees in heated rooms, matching where figures have been seen. Clear EVPs saying, "Stand back, this is my post, and let me out," verified by independent audio analysts. Back in 2019, a team of investigators recreated a full booking and lockup process using original uniforms. As they locked in a volunteer, every cell door rattled at once throughout the building, and a spirit box clearly answered, "I remember." This was when asked if anyone had been here before. But why, after more than a century, do these spirits still linger? For the officer's duty, They swore to guard this place, and for some, that oath never expires. For the prisoner's unresolved pain, fear, or feeling that justice was never truly done. And for the victims of the Blitz, their stories are tied to the land beneath these walls, even if they never spent a night in a cell. Staff say the atmosphere changes with the time of day, calm and respectful by day, tense and restless after dark. No one has ever been harmed here, but you never feel entirely alone. As one former custody sergeant put it, we lock up the building at night, but we don't lock them out. The Steelhouse Lane lockup has stood through war, fire, and a century of human stories. It has held the worst of us and the guardians who watched over us. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, you can't deny this place carries a weight that stays with you long after you leave. This Saturday, the 25th of July 2026, myself and my team are holding a ghost event within Steelhouse Lane. It is a sold out event now, but if you want to walk these corridors and witness the paranormal happenings, we have an extra date in October 2026. I will link this in the description below. So if you are skeptic or you're a believer, why not join us in October in the Halloween month for another ghost hunt at the Steelhouse Lane Lockup? You can book your tickets below in the description. Until next time, as always, stay spooky, and I'll see you on the next one.